NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
No school on campus this fall and a sweeping statewide rollback impacting more San Diego businesses. It is a busy start to the week with some major announcements, all related to a surge in coronavirus cases. Thank you for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Catherine Garcia.
We are announcing additional statewide actions.
In a news conference today, Governor Newsom made the surprise announcement that counties on the state's watch list, which does include San Diego, must reimpose coronavirus restrictions, closing all indoor operations of malls, gyms, places of worship, barbershops, hair salons, tattoo parlors. Once again, Governor Newsom stressed that the indoor operations with recirculated air for an extended period is just not helping stop the spread. Local business owners who were just getting back on their feet say they're back at square one.
They shut us down, we open back up, then there's protests and breaking business, so then we don't know what's happening with that. And then finally that's over, and now I just get the news today that we're shutting down again.
Again, these indoor closures of malls, gyms, hair salons, tattoo and nail parlors, barbers, and places of worship go into effect Wednesday morning. Today's other major announcement involves San Diego's largest school district, San Diego Unified. The district has decided to keep remote learning in place when classes resume on August 31st. That means no in-person classes. The district says until the virus is under control, distance learning will continue. As you can imagine, the news came as a shock to many parents and teachers.
Very sad. Almost heartbroken. I really honestly want to cry.
But we also can't put our students and our teachers and our staff at risk.
The district says it made the decision after accepting the reality that coronavirus cases likely won't be low enough to reopen school campuses by the end of August. Another announcement will be made on August 10th to let parents know where things stand. But for now, working parents are being told they should have a plan in place for distance learning through the fall. Today, the county reported more than 6,500 tests performed, but that number will start dropping more this week because of a shortage of test kits. There are 419 new coronavirus cases today, putting us at a 6% positivity rate. San Diego has surpassed 20,300 total confirmed cases now. No new deaths were reported today, so a total of 422 San Diegans have died of COVID-19 complications. There are now 13 people who have died from coronavirus following an outbreak inside a Paradise Hills nursing home. It's one of the largest outbreaks of COVID-19 in the county. 112 residents and 40 workers at the Rio Vista Healthcare Center tested positive for the virus. That makes up about 80% of people living there. A strike team of infection prevention specialists is working with the facility to stop the spread. The nursing home says that it has not allowed visitors in since the state restricted that back in March, and they do not plan on doing so until it is safe. Crews are slowly working to put out the fire on board USS Bonhomme Richard. It broke out yesterday morning. The Navy still doesn't know how it all started exactly. The latest numbers are that 36 U.S. sailors and 23 civilians have been treated for minor injuries, including heat exhaustion and smoke inhalation. All of the people who had to be hospitalized have since been discharged. To keep the ship cool, 3 military helicopters have been dropping water on the fire. Today, we heard from the Navy just how challenging this situation is to get under control.
It's a balance. It's really a dance, and the fire, as it continues to go, you've got to assess again stability within the compartments you're going through, understand the heat source. Temperature ranging as high as 1,000 degrees.
Crews say it could be several days until the fire is completely out. One of the big concerns is the spread of toxic material from the heavy amounts of smoke being released. The Air Pollution District recommends limiting outdoor physical activity to prevent exposure to fine particulate matter. Okay, so are we in store for another hot week? Dagmar joins us with your forecast after a quick break.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe adapts with the needs of the community. That's why we offer virtual estimates, a safe and easy alternative for in-home estimates on repairs for plumbing, heating and air, and flood services.
Because we know how.
Temperature-wise, we will be beginning a cool down, so there is a little bit of some good news in this forecast for you. You will be looking at about that mid-70 mark along the coast tomorrow with partly cloudy skies, inland valleys, low 80s. Starting to feel a little bit better out there. Mountains into that low 80 mark, mostly sunny conditions there. And then seeing the deserts slightly cooling off. You're at that 110, 111 mark. Still hot, yes, but you will be out of that excessive heat warning, so there's some good news there. Again, keep in mind that we still will have some of the potentially dangerous air quality conditions out there tonight through, or your Tuesday rather, and through your Tuesday night into Wednesday. So please keep that in mind and limit your outdoor activities, especially in the South Bay and to the east of there.
Well, now that many San Diego schools will resume online learning for the fall semester, parents will be forced to monitor that screen time outside of online learning.
I'm a big proponent, too, of things like device-free dinners.
Clinical psychologists say it's important for kids to take breaks at least every hour, and for younger children, every 30 minutes or so. They also recommend that devices should not be used at specific times.
No screens in the bedroom, so not before bed or first thing in the morning. No screens at all during meal times, and no screens in the car.
Another reason to monitor your child's screen time, they say, is the amount of blue light coming from the screens. Optometrists say for many young children, there are real short-term consequences when exposed to too much blue light. We now have a pretty good idea of what Comic-Con at home will look like. Not like that. The virtual event is happening next week from July 22nd to the 26th. It's free. Anybody can check it out. More than 350 online panels will be spread out over the 5-day event. You'll be able to watch them live on the Comic-Con website and through the convention's YouTube channel. We've also got a link for you to the schedule at NBC7.com. Well, even during a pandemic, people are finding ways to help others and be impactful, and you can see that at the San Diego Humane Society. In April of last year, there were about 3,500 intakes at the shelter. As of April of this year, that number dwindled down to 1,500. Also, a huge plus is the amount of people stepping up to foster. In any given year, they have maybe 500 to 1,000 animals in fosters. In the last 3 months, they've had 50, sometimes 75% of the animals in foster care.
We only have a chance, if it's a dog, of maybe getting 40% of those dogs back home once they're in a shelter. If it's a cat, it's terrible. It's less than 5%. So if we can keep those animals in the neighborhood that they're lost in, they have a much better chance, with our help and the communities, of getting back into their families.
Well, right now, they have about 2,500 companion animals in need of a foster. That's going to do it for our nightly check-in. Have a good night.